the Kenya Human Rights Commission can include these victims of banditry amongst the people who are being compensated, even from the compensation fund for victims of demonstrations and other violations of human rights. Because they are just like every other Kenyan. They are Kenyans who have a right to life and livelihood, and therefore they must be protected. And where that is violated because the state has failed to offer them security, I want to believe, like Honorable Kamuren believes, that they should and they must be compensated. I therefore relay this statement to the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary to be able to liaise with all relevant agencies of government.
Thank you, Honorable Kamuren. Finally, your statement has found a place to patch. Inform them to bring a response in 2 weeks. Wakili Mureu. Wakili Mureu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the status of the investigations into the death of Mr. Eugene Maliva Mutuku of Ithanga Kakuzi Sub-County, Muranga Agatanga constituency, arising from the conduct of operators of a public service vehicle belonging to DICO Mover Sacco. Honorable Speaker, on the 5th June 2026, Mr. Eugene Maliva Mutuku, a 19-year-old student at Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, Thika campus, died at Kenyatta National Hospital owing to injuries sustained along Thika Road after being ejected by a conductor of the bus, registration number KDV 713J, operated by Nico Mover Sacco. It is reported that while traveling from Rostas to Safari Park, a dispute arose over Kenya shillings 2020 fare balance, following which the bus conductor forcibly injected Mr. Mutuku as the bus accelerated. The post-mortem examination revealed that Mr. Mutuku died from severe multiple body injuries and internal bleeding consistent with fall from moving vehicle. However, no action has ever been taken against operators of the circle at present. This incident has sparked widespread public concern over the conduct of public service vehicles operators and continued occurrence of passenger mistreatment, often resulting to fatalities. It is also raises serious questions regarding the accountability within the public transport sector and the adequacy of enforcement mechanism to safeguard the commuters. Honorable Speaker, it is again in this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson, the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security, on the following. 1, the status of the investigations of the death of Mr. Mutuku, including the process made in identifying, apprehending, and prosecuting the conductor and driver of the bus. The immediate, number 2, immediate measure taken by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration in collaboration with the National Transport and Safety Authority against Nico Movers Sacco, including the suspension or revocation of the company's operating licenses. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Wakili. Tongo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We'll ask to request that I respond in 2 weeks' time or the first Thursday when we resume from recess.
Okay. So which one?
You know, looking at the calendar, we are still like to go on recess on that. 2 weeks will elapse
So can you bring a response on the second?
Yes.
Thank you. Second, Murel. Umulher Harun. Umulher Harun. Go ahead.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the status of refugee integration and economic empowerment in the country. Honorable Speaker, Kenya continues to host a significant number of refugees and asylum seekers from neighboring countries fleeing conflict, persecution, and other forms of crisis. Notably, the Dadaab refugee complex and the Kakuma refugee camp have historically provided protection and humanitarian assistance for refugee populations. Although under limited economic independence and social integration, consequently, many refugees continue to face socioeconomic vulnerability due to restricted access to formal education, employment, healthcare, and financial services. Prolonged encampment of refugees deepens dependency on humanitarian aid, limits self-reliance, and undermines long-term development. Honorable Speaker, the Refugee Act, Cap 173, provides a framework for transitioning refugee management from encampment model to integrated settlement approaches. While the government of Kenya, in collaboration with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees and other stakeholders, has made effort to promote refugee inclusion, full implementation of the aspirations of the Act is yet to be realized. Of great concern, infrastructure in host communities continues to lag behind. Resource sharing tensions between refugees and host communities still persist, and the social cohesion necessary for sustainable integration remains elusive. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following: the status of implementation of the provisions of the Refugee Act, Cap 173, relating to refugee integration, and the progress made in transitioning refugees from camps to integrated settlements, the measures being taken by the Commissioner for Refugees and other relevant government agencies, including the Ministry of Education, to expand inclusive education programs and guarantee equitable access to quality education by refugee children and youth, the steps being taken by the Ministry to strengthen infrastructure and service delivery within host communities, particularly Garissa and Turkana counties, to address resource sharing tensions between refugees and host populations, and foster conditions conducive to sustainable integration of refugees, and the public awareness and sensitization initiatives being undertaken to foster social cohesion and reduce discrimination against refugees within host communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mulher. Tongoyo, that's to you again.
Honorable Speaker, I doubt that the question should be redirected to the ministry, to the Committee on Regional Development. As per our standing order, the matters for refugee affairs had been taken by the Peter Locha Committee.
Thank you. Is Locha Kapong here? The statement request will be routed to your committee. You respond by 2nd of next month.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. We will endeavor to respond by 2nd of July.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just a minute. Doris Donya.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding placement of students in medicine and surgery programs in Kenyan universities. Honorable Speaker, reports on the outcome of the initial placement of students to degree programs in universities in May 2026 intake indicates that a significant number of qualified students missed out on their choices to study medicine and surgery. According to the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, that is KUSP, Both public and private universities accredited to offer the two courses cumulatively have less than 1,000 slots against more than 5,000 applicants who qualified for medicine and surgery programs. The limited number of slots has caused anxiety and frustration among students who attained outstanding grades in the 2025 Kenya Certificate of Secondary School exams, with a focus of pursuing medicine or surgery, only to miss out on placement in their desired courses. Honorable Speaker, the significant number of qualified students who missed placement in medical-related degree programs indicates that the demand for training into the two fields has outpaced the capacity by accredited universities. While KUSP is mandated to place students in colleges and universities, it is limited to the number of slots declared by the relevant regulatory bodies. The situation raises concerns about the adequacy of training capacity for medicine and surgery programs, transparency or placement criteria, and the country's preparedness to meet future healthcare training demands and needs. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following: a report on the number of students who qualified for admission into medicine and surgery programs in 2025 placement cycle compared to the number who secured placement based on available slots in public and private universities. The criteria used in allocating students to medicine and surgery programs where the number of qualified applicants exceeds the available slots. Number 3, measures being undertaken by government to expand training capacity for medicine, surgery, and other highly competitive professional courses. And lastly, long-term plans by the government to increase investment in medical education and training institutions in order to address the shortage of healthcare professionals and ensure that qualified students are not locked out of pursuing their preferred careers. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Doris. Chair Education, order members, order members, the consultations are too loud. Those of you who want to talk loudly, you can recess out and do so, or use my office behind here. Chair Education. Who is a member of education here? Gisairo? The vice chair is who? Honorable? Christine, you are the vice chair.
No, I'm not. She's away.
Yes.
But I can respond to that.
Also, Gisairo here is a member. You bring a response in
the next 2 weeks, maybe?
Next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert Mbui.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining regarding the issuance of permits and licenses for mineral reconnaissance, prospecting and exploitation rights within the coastal counties. Honorable Speaker, Section 32 of the Mining Act, Cap 306, categorizes mining rights into large-scale or small-scale operations. Large-scale operations include reconnaissance, prospecting, retention, and mining licenses, while small-scale operations include operations on prospecting and mining permits. Honorable Speaker, there have been reports of planned prospection and exploration of minerals in the coastal region. Notably, most of the land earmarked for mineral prospecting and exploration by both local and foreign-owned mining companies comprises privately owned land. This has led to concerns regarding instances where permits and licenses have been allegedly issued to applicants without adequate public participation, prior consultation, or agreements with the registered landowners on the modalities of the activities. Such actions have generated anxiety among affected landowners regarding likelihood of trespass to their land and alienation from the mineral deposits and benefits. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining, the Honorable Vincent Musyoka, aka Kawaya, on the following. One, a report of the details of mining licenses and permits issued in the coast region and their compliance to key requirements of environmental and social impact assessments. Two, a report on the criteria and procedures applied in the issuance of permits and licenses for mineral reconnaissance, prospecting, and exploration rights within the region. Three, details of the measures put in place to safeguard the land rights of private landowners in areas earmarked for mineral exploitation. And finally, a report on the corporate social responsibility programs undertaken by the respective companies in the affected areas. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chair, Environment, Forestry and Mining. Cameron.
Thank you, Speaker. Within 2 weeks,
2 weeks. Thank you.
Within 2 weeks, we shall report.
Thank you. Response to a statement. Tongoyo, are you ready for this? Honorable Tongoyo, are you ready to respond to the request by Honorable Waitan?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I have it ready.
Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, you're not the Speaker, Daktari. I want to respond as follows. On the 23rd April, at around 7:20, Mr. Harun Abdi, an employee of the victim, reported at Pangani Police Station that Mr. Muhammad Abdir Ismail had allegedly been abducted by an unidentified armed man. A team from DCI commenced investigation, that is from Pangani, immediately, and under inquiry file number 04 of 26. And they visited the scene where they interviewed witnesses and collected relevant evidence. And they also circulated the missing person report to all police stations in the country. During the visit to the scene at the old race course estate within Kariokor, investigators established that there was no CCTV coverage in the immediate vicinity or surrounding buildings that will have assisted in the investigation. The witnesses interviewed confirmed that the victim was accosted by the 6 unidentified armed men who forcibly bundled him into a white double cabin pickup, while the second double cabin vehicle provided support. The registration number plate of both vehicles were concealed. The further mobile number data analysis on the victim's number established that the last active signal was traced along Desai Road, approximately 1.2 kilometers from the scene, after which the handset was switched off and has remained inactive since then. So far, the investigation team has been unable to get any positive leads that may assist in the locating or rescuing the victim and the identification, apprehension of the abductors.